Gathers himself, takes a knee. That is big trouble. Wow, what a battle. And they are lighting it up on this platform. Sold out crowd, got the money's worth today.
Ryan, six-pack lap at. I am accompanied in the commentary booth with none other than Brandon Petrie. Brandon, you know a thing or two about the 93s. Who, in your estimation, is the favorite coming in according to the powerlifting community?
If you ask the community, it's Will Ball, like Will Ball, you know? Right now, I know a lot of people think Keiko, just because of what he's done last year. I mean, you know, tremendous in a lot of world championships, won a lot of battles, but just with training on social media, Keiko gatekeeping, everyone's eyes are on Will Ball, and will he do it?
It's interesting because you have a veteran in Keiko, so battle-tested, and Will Ball, who has all the potential in the world, completely unbattle-tested. If I had to ask you if there was one sleeper that people are sleeping on that you think is a major threat, who would that be?
I would not sleep on Dominic Fuqua. I know 93s are notorious for not posting their lifts, but this man has squatted 340 in the gym. He has benched 227.5, and I feel like he has a surprise on that deadlift. Please look out for Dominic Fuqua.
There it is, a man who knows the 93s intimately. Thank you for joining me in the booth, and the action is about to get underway with the women's 76, 84, and 84 plus.
Bars reloaded, we're ready to go. Asia Hopkins will be our lifter. Opening up, 407 pounds. 84 kilo lifter.
Asha Hopkins, 185 kilos.
Let's go, let's go.
Asha in the 84 kilo class. So in this first flight, we will maneuver between the 76s, 84s, and 84 pluses.
Oh, perfect, perfect.
Then without any pause, we will move directly into flight 2, which of course is the battle of the 93s. Tiffany Savage, 190 kilos. Tiffany has won national titles before. She's in the hunt. What do you think, Brendan?
It looks good, but I know she's notorious for having like not the easiest opener, and then she'll get her second. It'll look a little bit better, and she builds up through her lift. So I'm excited to see what she does.
190 kilos will stay on the bar for Catherine Ducote. And we will move to the 84 plus division. Catherine, 9-year veteran.
She's been in here as long as I have. 9 years in the game is no easy feat.
Still at the national level, 30 kilos below her personal best. This shouldn't be a major ask. It isn't. Two to one.
Please raise the bar to 200 kilos, 440 pounds. We call to the platform Nicolette Zegler.
Nicolette Zegler up next, 200 kilos even. As we move back to the 84 kilo class. She is definitely a threat for that 84 kilo title. Lifting out of Detroit, Michigan.
I wonder how many USA singlets we're going to have this session.
Nice opening squat. Yeah, a lot of these juniors representing America now in the open, vying for that open title. Of course, in the 84 class, the open team slot for IPF Worlds belongs to Amanda Lawrence. To out-total her, it's like climbing Mount Everest. Not impossible, but extremely difficult. Michelle Robbins, 202.5. Opening with her personal best, Brandon.
Let's see how it moves. I mean, she must feel really confident. The training must be showing out. And
3:08. So
she's going to PR today.
Story on her previously. She hadn't filled out 84, still hasn't, but looks like she's filled out a little bit more, adding that extra muscle mass. So I could see where if she's going to be opening at PRs or there and abouts, makes a little more sense. Emily Reynolds, 205.
No, honestly, I'm excited about Emily. Her training has been going amazing. Now, I still think it's Crannon's, of course, to lose, but I think Emily's going to keep her honest.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype on Crannon, as there should be, but to your point, if she overreaches, Emily is here. And she cannot be overlooked. Speaking of Crannon Warford and the hype on this young lady, first appearance at IPF Worlds, she'd only been competing a little over a year, and she took a bronze. Second appearance at IPF Worlds, a little over 2 years, took a silver. Here we are, year 3. If the pattern continues,
gold is awaiting. And this is going to set the tone right here. 17.5 kilos over what she has previously opened with. And I feel like she's going to blow it up.
Yeah, 2.5 kilos below her personal best, 220 kilos. And that was smooth.
Oh,
and
yeah.
if that is only 2.5 kilos below her personal best, Petrie, I'm telling you, we're going to see a monster total today. We're going to move back to the 84 pluses. Victoire Kothor, 240 kilos. And despite the fact Bonica Brown is here, Victoire has a possibility of an upset. It's close. Only time will tell. Bonica, until just moments before her opener, hiding, it was at 200 kilos, now is at 255.
That's what we call playing the game.
And when you got a veteran like Bonica, who's won so many world titles in and out of equipment, world games, she knows how to play those games. But Kothor, swinging with the best of them, 240. Easy.
Oh, yes.
Wow, easy.
Beautiful lift.
And the lift
Beautiful
for
lift.
Victoire Kothor is a good lift. Please load the bar to 562. We now call
And when it comes to resumes, few are going to stack up to Bonica Brown. If you want to go gold medal for gold medal, title for title, world record for world record, 255. As we stay in the 84 plus, this will complete the first round of squats. Smooth and easy, Petrie. What do you think?
Yeah, I think her squat is on today. If there's any doubt in her squat, I don't think that's going to be there anymore.
So 289 kilos was her previous personal best. Some people were wondering, how serious is she taking powerlifting right now? Talking about Bonica. Is she as in the hunt for world titles, making it to worlds, grabbing medals as she used to be? Is this more for fun? But if she's opening up a 255 into moves like that, what's your impression?
That means she cares. I mean, the biggest thing is for both of them is that they need to total something in the 640s so that way they can even get a shot at going to Worlds. And with that type of squat and with her playing the game like she did earlier by hiding her opener, I think she's gunning for another world championship.
I think I said 289, 280, sorry, is her personal best. But I agree with you. And that squat is good. Pardon me, excuse me, we have a slight delay. Okay, Asha Hopkins, 197.5. Asha opened up the second round squats. Nailed 197.5. Next up, Tiffany Savage, 202.5. As we stay in the 84 plus.
All right, let's see if the prediction is right. They went up to 202.5, so I know they trust that that opener was easy for her, and I feel like this is going to move much better.
It's a sizable jump. Wow, that's just 5 kilos below her personal best. What do you think they load on her third?
I feel like they're going to go maybe 10 kilos, so I think maybe 212.5.
Oh, wow.
Maybe even 210. So 7.5 kilo jump, 10 kilo jump.
I mean, she's in a very close battle in these 84s.
Oh, wow.
Catherine Ducote, 205. What are you seeing, Petrie?
Oh, they went up 12.5. She's going 215.
Pushing the chips to the middle. Speed is on point, 2-1, it's good. And Emily Reynolds waits in the wings for 212.5. 10 kilos below her personal best. 7.5 kilos up. And you got to think, if she's going to be a threat to Cranon, she needs to be at or above her personal best.
Every single lift matters for Emily.
Oh, okay. Based off of that, that's 212.5. How much more would you load the bar?
Unless there was some type of cueing change that needs to happen, if that's really where her squat strength is at, I would go up 2.5.
2.5?
Yeah. I mean, she needs 5, but you also don't want to miss a lift.
You're right. Michelle Robbins, 212.5.
They went up 5.
As we are in the 84 kilo class.
Get tall. Tight. Tight. Nice. Big air. Push with the belt. Tight with the belt.
Michelle's competed in the Bench World Championships. Nice second attempt there. Collecting a gold medal at Bench Worlds. Been at nationals last year, winning national titles. Nicolette Zegler. 215, or excuse me, pardon me, that was obviously Amanda Lawrence. Underneath Amanda Lawrence, winning the battle of the 84s. But Amanda's not here today.
That's right. It's the battle of the day. Not the battle of who's going to Worlds, but the battle of the day.
215.
Let's go. Oh, very nice.
Yeah, she's got room there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm thinking maybe 5 to 7.5. A little bit more room.
512 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be an open national squat record.
232.5 being loaded now for Cranon Warford. A national squat record in the 76 kilo class. And a massive 10 kilo personal best in only her second attempt, Brendan. If anyone was wondering, are they going to drop the hammer here at U.S. Nationals, or are they going to, quote-unquote, sandbag it? Well, there's your answer.
Well, you only have one choice. You got to show them what's coming to Worlds. You got to prove that it's there.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's go.
Big trouble for the 76s. Big, big trouble.
And that is only the tip of the iceberg. If she hits everything that she's planned to hit today,
wow,
it's going to have everyone across the world looking, even Agatha.
Yeah, you know what? Even Agatha, obviously Carlina moving up. Agatha will not be at Worlds, but with a performance like this, it may not matter.
May not matter.
Victoire, we're moving back to the 84 plus, 252.5. She squatted as big as 260 previously. A little sticking point, what do you think?
Yeah, a little sticky, but overall still smooth. I think she may have rushed it a little bit. I think she for sure has her personal best and maybe a chip above, but she's still looking good.
This next lifter's got more titles than a salvage yard. Bar is loaded for Bonica Brown.
Bonica Brown up next, 267.5. Your defending national champion last year put up 642.5. But Victoire wasn't there. She might have to go heavier than that today. She's capable, but she will be pressed. Last year, she finished with 265, somewhat in cruise control. This year, her second attempt is even heavier, and this is what happens when competition shows up. It presses you, and it brings out the most in you. Let's see who wins this battle. It's still anybody's day.
It's anybody's day, but Bonika's still playing the game. She still has her openers very low for bench and deadlift. I'm very interested to see those go up.
I echo those sentiments. Asha Hopkins, 202.5, as we return to the 84 kilo class.
Very solid grind.
Yeah. Nice 3 for 3 in the squats for Asha.
And personally, I'm really happy for Asha because she's from Texas and she has struggled with squat depth in her past meets. And this was a great 3 for day for her.
U.S. Nationals, no less. Catherine Ducote, 212.5. We're moving back to the 84 pluses. David Wilson, disciple.
Oh, good catch.
Excellent catch. Yeah, there was a little bit of a pause at the bottom there.
Almost thought she had a second of grind, and then it was immediately gone. So great job by the spotters. Local, too. Straight out of Reno. Shout out to Blake, who's one of the main guys there.
Tiffany Savage, 215 now. Petrie, we talked. Where should she go? You thought perhaps a little more conservative. However, Savage is definitely in a battle for this national title. She wants it back. It's a very tight race.
Right.
They're sensing this. They need the kilos, a little bit all or nothing.
I don't think it's out of the cards at all, but let's just see.
Oh, wow.
Perfect.
And it's got to be said, probably the perfect third attempt called by Big Body.
Yep.
Got the most out of his lifter. 3 white lights. It was bold, but when it's that close of a race,
and that's
you can't be shy.
And that's the beauty. You just have to trust your lifter. And when you have that relationship where you know what your lifter actually has, it may look crazy to us, but you know exactly what's going to happen.
It's that dicey proposition. You want to be conservative to not spill over, but if you play too conservative in a race that close, you're right off the podium. Emily Reynolds, 217.5. As we move back to the 76 kilo class. From the day session, 540 by Rachel Malumba. But Emily,
I believe,
more than likely going to move past that. Obviously, Cranen.
Which makes sense. I mean, you want to conserve energy because at the very least, you can have a great deadlift day. And if this squat attempt were to really tweak her back or something like that, then the whole day is gone for no reason. So you can still walk away with a PR total.
Yeah, 5 kilos being left on there, but how many kilos do you add to your deadlift if you think that 212.5, that's the edge, that's the end?
Yeah, no. If I go and grind a squat, kiss my deadlift goodbye.
And you got a deadlift, sir. Michelle Robbins, 217.5. Michelle on deck, 84 kilo class. 5 kilo jump. Oh, just a little too much.
Yeah.
And I was talking earlier about the day sessions. Amaris Garza posted up earlier 598. And that is the measuring stick for these ladies to beat. That's a big total. Nicolette, 220. 5 kilos below her personal best, but still 5 kilos up from her second attempt. And coming into a national championship, when there's a battle, it's not always about PRs.
Not at all. PRs are the very last thing on your mind. The main thing is just to win. That's it. Make your lifts and win.
Oh, and there's why.
Exactly. Great call. Great call.
It was the right call for her third squat. They got the most out of her on the day.
Please welcome back to 529. This will be an open record squat attempt.
And Cranon Warford, 240 kilos. Previous personal best, 222.5. This is a massive personal best squat. People die for that kind of a personal best on their total, let alone in a single discipline. To say that she has leveled up in 2026, should she hit this, is an understatement. Looking to extend that squat record.
Anybody want to see back up this record? Somebody say, oh yeah.
Let's go.
And it was work, but never in doubt. Cranon Warford has arrived in 2026.
And this is not even the end for her leveling up. That's just squat. And I think she's PR'd a little bit more than just squat today, Ryan.
A commanding squat session by Cranon Warford.
Bar is loaded for Victoire.
257.5 for Victoire Kothor.
Which I think is the right call. Got to take the squat that's there. She went 2.5 from her previous best, but I think she has that 5 more kilos from her second. So let's get it.
This is how titles are won. Oh, wow, okay, well, I mean,
Wow.
so
I'll take it all back.
hindsight, take it all back. And this is it. This is the benefit of 2020 hindsight, isn't it?
Yeah, because off her second, I said it was a little sticky, but I think it was overall smooth, so she made that adjustment to be fine. So I was thinking 7.5 or chip her previous best. They went 5. I respected it, but based off that, she made that adjustment.
Yeah.
And she was good.
I saw Joey flex on the sidelines with his hands up like, what the heck? That was better than your second.
Yep.
But what are you going to do? 2020 hindsight again.
Yep.
Bonica Brown, 275. She's done 280 before, but this is still pretty close to the top end. Over 600 pounds. But she's in a battle. And we anticipate she's going to need these kilos.
She needs every single lift.
And just when she needs it most, Bonica answers back. 3 white lights.
And I will say, this is the most on she has looked in a while. And it's really exciting to see her excited about powerlifting again. And this is great. Great for the sport.
And we are going to move directly into the 93 kilo class. Kyle De Leon starting it off with 285. Petrie, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this session?
I am at an 11, 12, 13, 14. Keep counting.
That's a hot, yep. You sound like a powerlifter. The RPE's like that.
Exactly. A bad powerlifter at that. My RP's
That's right.
like that. Come on, let's go, Kyle.
305 is previous personal best.
Oh, yeah. No, he is on.
And while he hasn't had a lot of competitions on his open powerlifting, they date back 9 years. Demetrius Smith, 285. And the scouting reports on Meech, of course, he's been in some battles. He was at last year's Nats.
Right.
Avankis, he wants to go 6 for 6. Obviously, everyone does, but the difference with him, he's not looking to break ahead in the subtotal. It's that deadlift that is a very potent weapon, likely to pull last.
But even with that being a weapon, he needs,
Oh, wow.
and he looks on, but he needs that third squat to be somewhere within the 312 to 317 range, which it has been before, so he's not overextended on that last pull to where it bites him in the butt.
You're right. You want to nail your list, but if you play too conservative. However, that deadlift, when it's as heavy as he has it, he pulls out that weapon. He literally gets to decide what placing he's pulling for. Jonathan Kaiko, Mr. Consistency, 290 kilos, squat PR 310. You can see a pathway, 10 kilo jump, 10 kilo jump. He's in and around where his personal best is. We don't know if the previous personal best is good enough. You never know with these kind of things.
You never know. We've seen it already in a bunch of battles this week. Everyone thinks 920 is going to be the thing that you need, but maybe you only need 910. But what he needs is all 3 squats, for sure.
I mean, you hear people talking big like 940, but this is big talk. Things change quick when the battle assumes. Ooh, nice smooth, 290. No major ask needed. 3 white lights. And while some of these gentlemen are new to this level in battle, like Will Ball, who has a phenomenal top end, tons of potential, this is nothing new for Kaiko. Been in battles for years. The most decorated 93 we've ever seen in the sport. Jordan McKinley, 295.
Speaking of new faces, this is Jordan McKinley's first PA Nationals. He is a junior world champion, however, but this is the first time he is competing in the open.
Well, world champion pedigree behind him.
And the lift is good.
3 white lights.
Loaded up to 300 kilos, 661 pounds.
300 kilos now being loaded for Dimitri Ayala. 93 kilo class. The entire flight here is going to be 93. No jumping around for us this time. We are hyper-focused and not overly surprised. The 93s are so competitive. That prime time is absolutely filled.
And I kind of like the 93s how they are right now. You have a bunch of old faces, a bunch of new faces, and it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. Will it be an old face or will it be brand spanking new?
It was fast. Was it depth for you, Petrie?
I don't think so, but we will see. And wow, okay. I don't have the best seat in the house, I guess. But that means he should be on today. If he just needs to keep squatting at that level, he should squat something huge.
You get the strike zone established. The refs let you know. Dominique Fuqua, 305, and Dom, one of your favorites coming in. You had warned us.
Yes, sir.
If anyone is going to catch the community lacking, it's him.
And this is going to be really huge. This will completely set the tone. If he gets 3 white lights on this lift, depth is good, and it's smooth, I think everyone's in for a big surprise today.
920, the biggest total we've seen in the 93s. Dom did 900 kilos a year ago. Are you telling me he couldn't have added 20 kilos onto his total in a year? Of course he could. He is running a race side by side with everyone else. That's why he's the sleeper. Let's see what happens with 305. Depth, oh, very controlled at the bottom.
Let's see what the lights are.
3 white lights.
And he should be on. It's going to be really exciting.
Does he usually have that almost pause controlled at the bottom like that? Is that right? Okay.
Every single time, he will squat this every single time in training. He'll take it tempo, 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 tempo. Little pause, strike up.
305 for Will Ball. And to say his appearance at his first Open Nationals is highly anticipated, it's not saying enough. I mean,
Yeah.
what are we talking about here?
Oh, yeah. And
It's,
he's excited. Oh, yeah. All Will needs to do is execute every single time that he's up on that platform, and it should be his day.
310 now being loaded for Gavin Aiden. Gavin, former junior world champion in so many battles himself, been to several world championships, been to Sheffield. He's used to these battles, he's used to these big events, he's used to the pressure. The story on Gavin, if he can go 3 for 3 and nail his squats, major, major threat. 346.5, heaviest registered, obviously, world record attached there.
Beautiful.
And that was fast.
Oh, but no lift. 2-1.
Depth is the call. John Song has an opportunity to visit. Oh, unprotested. They might want to. It's an opener. Are you surprised they didn't approach the jury?
I'm surprised they didn't approach the jury. I know it wouldn't affect Gavin's mindset either way. He was going to go up regardless.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I'm shocked that they didn't approach the jury on that one.
Only because if he does go up and misses, now he's in a bit of a pickle. Delaney Wallace, two-time world champion in the 83s, moved up to 93 kilo class. Last time we saw him, he had not fully filled out the 93 kilo class, and he was just a stitch shy of 900 kilos. Now he weighed in at 92.26, definitely far more filled out. You can only imagine his total is going to jump up. He is a threat.
Oh. And I was talking to Delaney earlier this week. 3 white lights. I was talking to Delaney earlier this week, and I saw him train this week. His last sessions looked very strong. Very strong. I'm excited to see what he does this week.
How confident is Delaney? I saw him in the warm-up room, and he said to me, "I'll see you at IPF Worlds, sir."
There's a good reason he has that confidence.
He's done it before. Second round of squatting, 302.5 for Kyle DeLeon.
I've seen Kyle squat 310 in the gym at our home gym compound, and if this moves like I think it should, he's either going to hit 310 today or a little bit above, but he needs this lift right now.
Competition best, 305. What do you think? 7.5 kilos up?
I think he's either going to go 307 or 310, but he may be the full crazy maniac that he is and full send to 310.
Difficult not to be caught up in the hype. Demetrius Smith, 305. 315 was his previous top end. Like you had said earlier.
Yeah, with the way that everyone is squatting today, and if everyone's making lifts, he needs not only this, but he also needs just a little bit more.
Previous personal bests aren't likely to do it. You need to hit some PRs. Oh, but is that surprising to you?
Not too surprising. I did see that he clipped the uprights. I think that really threw him off his balance, but I think he just tried to squat anyways and didn't get himself resettled. If he can have a calmer walkout next time, I think he's good.
Having said that, is he going to load up his previous personal best? We already just said that's probably not going to be enough.
That's kind of dicey. I would just stay anywhere in the 310 plus range, just to stay in the game.
Jonathan Keiko, 305. Just 5 kilos below his personal best. Now again, last year won the battle of the 93s with 919.5, just half a kilo off the 920 world record. Let's see how 305 moves. Training has been very good for Jonathan. Second attempt there.
No lift.
2-1 on depth. I'm gonna be honest now. Joey Flex approaching the jury, which I think he should, but I'm gonna be honest. It did look a stitch high from my vantage point. How about you, Petrie?
It looked a little bit high, looked a little bit rough as well. If they get it overturned, I say the most that they do is go 310, maybe even just 307.
There's a reason why you squat high. It feels a little heavy on your back. Jordan McKinley, 310. We'll keep you updated if that squat does get overturned. Joey Flex leaving the jury. 2.5 kilos below Jordan's personal best. Strong on the day. You think he's got another 5?
I think he has another 5. Even knowing him, maybe 7.5. I hope they go 5 to save him some energy for deadlifts, but I think he has 7.5 as well.
Dimitri Ayala, 320 kilos.
Now this is huge.
Yeah, he came in with 305, and this is where when somebody on their second attempt is 15 kilos beyond their previous personal best, you start surprising people. His old PR total is 863, but where might we end up if he starts nailing these big lifts and these big improvements? He might be around 900 kilos himself and potentially on a podium.
Well, if he's able to meet the standard of what he did in training, and if that passes here on the platform, we may be looking at him being one of the young faces in the 920s.
Potential star being born. 320. It was work.
Yeah,
I'd say a conservative jump to his 3rd.
Oh.
No, and if I'm honest, it was a stitch over the borderline. What are you thinking?
Yes, but it looked the same in his opening to me, so that's the only reason why it shocked me. I would say that he needs to either retake that just to stay in the game, please, and just sink it a little bit more. I think he has the strength for it. He'll be okay.
I think retaking that weight is the right call. William Ball, 322.5, equaling his previous personal best, which of course led him to 920. Just trying to give you a little context.
Where are my Will Ball fans at? Let me hear you.
All right, we're well beyond that now at this point. That is big trouble, my friends.
Oh, yeah.
Big trouble.
So we have a 330 squat coming, fellas.
If 322.5 was his pathway to 920, if he nails his 3rd, you start doing the math.
The kilos keep adding up. This will be the pathway to 930, but he needs the 2 other events to go well.
Dominique Fuqua, 325. Dom did 325 last year at the U.S. Nationals when he totaled 900. Again, just giving a little bit of context.
And then last year, he went 322.5. He squatted it high on his 2nd, and they had to retake it, or they bumped up 2.5 to get to 325. He needs to hit depth. It needs this to move extremely well.
20-kilo jump. Oh, I'm not sure about that depth, though. I think he might have cut that, if I'm honest.
Let's see. Oh, 2-1, good.
All right, it passes.
Clearly, we may not have the best seat.
I never claimed to have the greatest eyesight. My eyes are betraying me. Delaney Wallace, 335.
Huge.
Again, this would be where he left off last time we saw him. SBD Austin, he was 1 deadlift away from 900 kilo total, but that's when he was finishing his squat rounds with 335. Again, context-wise, if this is 2nd round and he hits this, if he goes 3 for 3 in squat, you start doing the math, he could be well above 900 kilos as well.
100%. No, ooh, that's a solid control, solid walkout.
He is so much more muscular now than last time we saw him. Oh my goodness. And that's why he was confident in the warm-up room. 3 white lights, and how do you look past a 2-time world champion like Delaney Wallace?
No, you can't. I mean, that 335 moves so well, especially he's used to taking these 20-kilo jumps. I would be shocked if he doesn't load another 7.5 on there, and that would be a huge squat for Delaney.
I can't get over how much he's grown into the 93's. Legs like tree trunks now. Previously, they were feathered. Gavin Aiden, 340. He went up 30 kilos despite not having an opener. Talk about burning his ships, Petrie.
He is going to burn his ships every single time. I told you, there was no question on whatever happened with the opener. He's going to load it up, and he's going to have the utmost confidence in himself to get it done.
But 30 kilos. And he weighed in light. Remember when he missed weight a couple nationals ago? He weighed in 91.62. Looks similar to his opener.
Let's see what the judges say.
2-1, it's good.
And that's why you burn your ships.
You know, it's good and bad because it's only going to encourage this kind of behavior. This young man is never going to learn his lesson.
Well, I wouldn't say that. He weighed in light, so you learned one lesson.
Well, there you go. That's true. That's true. God bless. Wow. Always, always entertaining and nerve-wracking if you're a Gavin Aiden fan watching this.
Yes.
I remember when Lane Norton was his nutrition coach, and he had messaged me, my God, I'm having an anxiety attack. Jonathan Kaiko, 307.5 for his third squat, missed his 305 second attempt due to depth, 2.5 kilos below his personal best. So we're not far off the mark if he hits this.
Yeah. Was exactly kind of what I thought would happen. He definitely probably feels he needs the 307.5, especially with how on Will is. He needs to really lock this in, not only have the strength to hit it, but have the confidence to get back to that opener depth.
That looks better, but a lot more difficult. It's got to be said, a lot more difficult.
Yeah. Depth was definitely there. The strength just wasn't, and that's really going to hurt him going forward into bench and deadlift.
And, I mean, really hurt him.
No.
Only moving forward with his opener, not exactly something a lot of people had on their bingo card. He was Mr. Consistency coming into this. Usually, at worst, 8 for 9, maybe 7 for 9. He's already missed 2, and we're just exiting squats. Demetrius Smith, 310.
Speaking of squats that we need, like I said, even with how rough that was, still go up to at least 310. This keeps Meach in the game. I think he's going to have a better walkout this time, which will allow him, look at that, much better walkout.
Yep.
I think this squat is going to go much better than his second.
But we are 5 kilos below his personal best.
Oh,
nope.
Man, I was wrong.
Nope.
But
don't feel bad, my friend, in this commentating booth. You know how often it's hard to call it ahead of time.
Yeah.
We're forced to pick shots.
I just think the second one just really gassed him, which is okay. He still has the deadlift. He's only 5 kilos off. He should be good.
Kyle DeLeon, 312.5.
I wish you guys could hear this crowd right now. They're going crazy for Kyle.
Crazy for Kyle.
Now this will be 2.5 over what he has done in the gym. So this is huge.
Oh, wow.
Let's go. Amazing.
Yeah, there's contenders emerging everywhere. Some people falling, some people rising to the occasion. Jordan McKinley, 315, 2.5 kilos up from his personal best for the junior star now in the open. A little shaky, but that could just be energy. Oh, it looks like it is.
Yeah.
Such a strong young man there.
Yes, sir.
And tell me he's not excited. The feeling of victory, and then when you miss. We're seeing it all here in the squat session for the 93s. Dimitri Ayala retaking 320.
Let's see if we can have a little bit of redemption here. I believe if he just squats a little bit lower, he has the strength for it, clearly. I think this should be a good lift. Let's see if he can show up and rise to the occasion right here on this third lift in prime time.
You want a correction, but not an overcorrection then. Sometimes you see that. 20 kilo jump, 15 kilo personal best, should he hit this. I'm not.
Oh, good.
Wow. Excellent catch by the spotters and loaders.
Great catch.
And he looks a stitch shaky as he leaves the platform. And another thing I like the spotters and loaders exiting with him.
Yes.
Stay with the lifter. They stay with the bar, you stay with the lifter.
Yeah, that's one of the things when we talk about overcorrection. I believe he decided to dip into depth and really squat lower than he ever has before. And that's when you're going to start tweaking your back. And that's why it just was not a successful attempt there.
330 kilos for Will Ball. 7.5 kilo jump. Junior national squat record. If he's still pacing, throw 7.5 kilos onto his total, that's, wow.
Yes, sir.
Nice execution
Yes, sir.
by this young man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And where might we end up? A little pushy chubby over there. A little pushy chubby. Boys will be boys.
Yes, yes. He needs to calm that down. He still has 2 more events, but he is looking good.
Yeah, to be 19 again, my friend.
Oh, man,
An abundance of energy. Dominic Fuqua, I'm sitting down, by the way. Dominic Fuqua, 332.5. 7.5 kilo jump for him, for Dom.
Yes, sir. He doesn't need to squat the exact same way. I believe this should be in the cards for him, but he needs to really lock it in.
325 was right on that line, but it was a pass. So to your point, hit it again. You'll collect 7.5 kilos.
It looks like much better control of the bar there, not as much whip.
Such a controlled descent. No, that definitely looks high this time. But I was wrong last time.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I mean,
Yeah. I was going to be curious to see if you were wrong.
You were curious. Come on. Jump in the water with me.
Yeah.
You got to be.
I was like, with the way these calls are going, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Delaney Wallace, 345, 10 kilo personal best, 10 kilo jump. And if Delaney Wallace, if this is an indication of how strong he is should he hit this, what does this mean overall?
Yeah. And I said 7.5, but honestly going up 10 makes sense. He needs as many kilos on this squat as possible.
Yep. 335 was relatively smooth for this young man.
Easy second attempt. Why not go for it? So strong.
My gosh, is he more strong than we've ever seen him. Oh, wow, 10 kilos, handles it.
Wow.
Listen, we thought a Joey Flex lifter would be in contention to take this, a former world champion, but we all thought it was Keiko. Looking past Delaney, serious mistake. And Gavin Aiden, 350 kilos now loaded. And he is all types of hyped up for this one.
With the way that 340 moved, honestly, I can see this 350 going down. Will it be depth? That's the only question is, will it be depth? And if he gets this to depth, this puts Gavin right where he wants to be.
Gavin almost never misses on strength. Depth is the only call. It looks like a 340. Nope.
Somebody clap their hands.
Waves it off, leaves with 340.
Yep. Hindsight, 347.5, but who would ever make that call? Definitely not Gavin.
Not Mr. Burn your boats. And we're going to do a quick recap here, Brendan. We only have 2 minutes, unfortunately, so we'll be as brief as possible. But obviously a massive highlight in the 76ers. Crandon Warford, how impressed were you?
Super impressed, and I feel like that squat was even a little conservative, so I'm excited to see what bench she has for us and what deadlift, because she has a monster deadlift. That total is going to rival what we thought impossible here in America and finally be competitive on the European stage, so that's going to be amazing.
And how about these 93s, sir? So a couple of surprises. First off, Will Ball, untested, biggest battle of his life. You've seen the squat session. What are your thoughts on Will Ball?
Will Ball showed up exactly how I thought he would show up, because one of the things is when you have bombed out in a competition, which he has bombed out before, that scars you to where you never make that mistake again. And as long as he was strong, he was going to show up and execute.
Now, Jonathan Keiko was the other big gun here. Jonathan Keiko, probably the most established 93 we've seen in terms of a resume. And Mr. Consistency at one point was dubbed Mr. Perfect for winning so many battles, 9 for 9. Leaving the squat event with only one lift being his opener. How surprising is that, and how far back is he in this battle?
It's a little surprising that he only got one opener. Now, I will say one of the things about Keiko is that he will always show his lifts on Instagram. When he started gatekeeping a little bit, I was a little concerned, because that means to me that lifts aren't going as well as he may say. That showed here on the platform. I mean, the 307 wasn't there on strength. Last year, he did 310. That set the pace for 19.5. 919.5, that's clearly not there today. And I just hope that he even makes it onto the podium, which is crazy for us to even say about Jonathan Keiko. So today is going to be very historic.
And we'd be remiss if we don't talk about the reemergence and reinvention of two-time world champion Delaney Wallace. 345. He looks much bigger, much stronger. How much of a contender legitimately is he at this point with what you just saw?
I need to see how the bench is, and I need to see how the deadlift is. The squat is undoubtedly strong. However, he had a pretty good deadlift and a pretty good bench before. If there are improvements there, he's definitely gunning towards the 910 plus, which is going to easily put him as a contender. If he's still floating around the same, he may just crack 900, which is amazing, but I don't know if that's going to get it done today. But we will see. He looks amazingly strong, looks jacked as ever, and I'm excited to see what he does.
Dom, Gavin, miss a squat, but we know, and you've seen many battles, been in many battles, you miss one in squats, a lot of lifting left to go. The script can completely change, come bench, come deadlifts. It's anybody's ball game so far.
Everyone needs a third deadlift, and they have yet to make it, so we'll see.
Well said, well said. You do not want to go anywhere. We will be back in 7 minutes where we will resume the battle of the 76s, 84s, 84 pluses, and of course, the 93s.
All right.
Takes the lead. Big trouble. Wow, what a battle. And they are lighting it up on this platform. Sold out crowd. Got the money's worth today. reveals himself, takes the knee. That is big trouble. Wow, what a battle. And they are lighting it up on this platform. Sold out crowd, got the money's worth today.
And we are back to Powerlifting America's Open National Championships 2026, presented by A7. I am Ryan Six-Pack Lapidat, accompanied in the booth by Petrie, and we saw an absolutely amazing squat performance in the 76-kilo class by Crane Warford. In this flight, we have the 76s, 84s, 84 pluses, and then, of course, the 93s. Emily Reynolds, 105. The 93s are in the second flight. Nice opener by Emily. Yeah, Petrie, it's been a mixed bag. Some people surprising us by not hitting, others hitting way above expectations.
That's right.
And the battle ensues, and I'm going to be honest, we still don't know who's going to be in the lead. It's anybody's ball game in the 93s anyways. As soon as I say it's anybody's ball game, of course, Crane Warford walks in, who's the heavy favorite. Given what she put on, 240 in the squat session, absolutely monumental gains by that young lady, 112.5. She's previously done 127.5.
Oh, very easy.
That looked like a 7-10.
Looked very easy. I don't expect her to do anything crazy on bench. If she just tie her best bench and set up that PR deadlift, that will bring the total that she needs.
Nicolette Zegler, 112.5. Nicolette left the squat event with 220. Going 3 for 3.
Not gonna lie, I always love a close grip bench presser. There's just something about it, because I'm a close grip bench presser, like me putting my pinky on the rings, everyone looks at me crazy. So whenever I see someone else do it, I'm like, I love and respect that so much.
And what's the advantage for yourself to choose the close grip?
I'm just more stacked. I just feel stronger. I just feel like I have control over the bar. Whenever I get too wide, I just feel like I lose that ability to control myself and control that descent. So for me, I just got big arms, big triceps. I'm just gonna use them.
Okay, take it easy. Asha Hopkins, 120. Nice smooth opener for Asha.
Let's see.
That was a good look for Aisha Hopkins.
Okay, perfect.
We can have the computer in the back advance.
125 now being loaded for Catherine Ducoli. Ducote, sorry.
Aisha Hopkins was a good look.
She's previously hit as heavy as 137.5.
Ducote opening up at 275. Bar is loaded.
9-year veteran. Sorry, you're about to say, Petrie.
No, I said open up at 125. It looks like she's on pace for that. I just need to see how fast this opener moves, but it's good to see that there's continuous progression from her.
And is that clock winding down? I don't know if I heard bars loaded. I don't see the clock winding. Oh, there it is. Yeah, 39 seconds, 38. I don't see her in the wings, and it's an opener, so
I hope she's okay.
kind of concerning.
Oh.
Interesting.
Could it have been from that last squat?
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But this is an opener
She was injured.
Ah, looks like she's injured. What I do like is leaving these attempts in there for the other lifters to have that 60 seconds rest in between. When you just full on pull out, if you don't think you can continue in the competition and you just take out those 60 seconds, everybody else has got to go so much quicker in between their lifts.
And
It's a classy move.
especially the heavier weight classes, like the heavier the weight is on the bar, we really need those 60 seconds. It makes a huge difference. So please don't just like scratch, timeout. It's much better.
Kothor, 127.5. Victoire hit a 257.5 squat. Easy work.
That was too easy to clock. Load up to 292 for Tiffany Savage.
Tiffany Savage up next, 132.5, and Tiffany had an amazing squat session, personal best, and she's gonna need it. This is quite the battle with Garza earlier, posting up 598. That's more than these other ladies in the Primetime have previously posted up. It's quite the high watermark for them to try to hit. Now, when I say it's more, it's not a lot more. They're definitely capable. And Tiffany, hitting that kind of a squat PR, she might bridge that gap.
Yeah. No, she's definitely on. That's the type of bench that I was waiting and looking for, just to see the speed of it. Based on how she moved her squat and how she moved that opener bench, I don't think she's too worried about what happened in the open session, but she needs to execute on deadlifts, but she looks on.
Michelle Robbins, 137.5. She's won titles in North Americans, bench nationals, world championships in the bench press. 11-year veteran, opening with 137.5, just 5 kilos off her previous personal best. But again, like I had said, she's growing into the class, and that's going to help the bench press in particularly.
That's right. And we already seen major improvements from her squat. She was already opening up from her personal best. She's already close to her personal best here on the bench. I think she's overall going to set a PR total for the day. And then, just like Delaney, she's probably going to really grow into the class the next time she's on the platform.
Bonica Brown, 140 kilos for her opening bench. Bonica giving very clear instructions for her handoff, and that's what you want to do.
Move the opener from 100 to 140, showing the true opener now.
Nicely done. 140 gets disrespected with how easy that was.
And that's what I was looking to see. She is one of the people, one of the benchers that has, had to change how she benches because of the new IPF rules. There is no longer any sinking or upward thrust of your body with the bar. And that changes a lot for people. You now have to kind of soft touch or be really firm with the position of the bar. And she looks like she's making a clean transition.
Emily Reynolds, 110 kilos. 10-kilo jump. This will match her previous personal best. She didn't have the squat event she wanted, but if she hits this, maybe she leaves bench press with a PR.
Oh, that was smooth. I think she for sure is going to leave bench press with a PR, which is what she needed. And at the end of the day, I think right now she could just play like the lifts just for herself, so that way she could really secure a PR total, not really trying to chase Crandon. I don't think that would set her up for the best day, but she could definitely walk away happy.
Chasing Crandon would be a mistake at this point. Crandon Warford 120 kilos. They just unloaded in the squat event. I think they're going to keep her relatively more conservative in the bench press, and I'm completely okay with that.
I mean, it makes the most sense. Still not the most time that we have as far as from now to Worlds. So the easiest kilos she could get, the best.
Wow, and 120 has so little resistance for Creighton, though. What do you think, 7.5 or 10 kilos? 10 kilos is a personal best by 2.5.
She went up 7.5 from an opener. I don't see them going up more than 7.5.
Yeah.
I think she's just gonna smoke her personal best, just leave it, be really easy, smoke deadlifts, secure the PR total, have room going into Worlds.
I mean, 127.5 is going to be so easy for her. Nicolette Zegler, 120. We're in the 84 kilo class now. Nicely done.
Strong close grip.
That equals her previous personal best. And Catherine not likely to come out. Didn't for her opener and not likely to do so again here.
And this goes back to our previous conversation about, is it really worth it to, you know, take that extra step and go for that extra 2.5, and then you end up grinding and then tweaking your back, and now you don't have any competition left, right? So you want to make sure that you're playing the game right, get the most kilos out of your lifter, but not so much to where you ruin the whole entire day.
Well said. And speaking of, now that we have a couple seconds on the board here, what do you think they're going to do with Jonathan Kaiko in the 93s, given what happened in the squat, and he is Mr. Bench Press?
I believe they're going to extend the bench press as much as they possibly can, of course, gather a chip. I think it would be a mistake to go too much on the bench press, trying to chase and keep up with the missed attempts on squat. You have to stay honest, but you have to make sure that you don't leave any kilos left, and just make sure you don't overextend yourself on the deadlift and ruin your placing, because he still has a chance to podium and a possible chance to win. You just have to keep everyone else honest.
Well said. And there's so many pathways besides, I know we're hyper-focused on IPF Worlds. Do they send 293s? Possibly. In that respect, you might target silver. And there's also, of course, North Americans and other competitions out there. Asha Hopkins, 127.5. And I don't mean to say that as though the battle's over for Jonathan. I'm just giving layers that have to be taken into consideration. 127.5, easily hit for Asha.
I mean, at the end of the day, the competition has started, and you have to start game planning. Squats are finished. Now what is the game plan? And take it event by event.
Having a short memory really helps when you had a bad event. And sometimes even when you had a good one, keep the energy low in between. You don't want to burn out. Yeah. Victoire Kothor, 135.
Very important to remember. We're all human. If you made a mistake, so can your opponents.
84 plus.
Put some weight on the bar for the squat. Our next lifter, attending 308 pounds.
Victoire is looking very strong today, and she is keeping pace. Bonica is having a better pace right now, but she does have the better deadlift. So it's very interesting to see how they match up after these third bench presses.
Tiffany Savage, 140 kilos. This will equal her personal best at a time when she needs to hit PRs. She's certainly pacing for it. Did it in the bench, or sorry, did it in the squat. Let's see how 140 moves.
I believe this should move pretty easy. I'm just interested to see if they go up 5 or 7.5 past this, or is it stickier than we thought?
What do you think, Petrie?
Now, Me, without knowing her lifts like that, I would say 2.5, but I have a feeling they're going to go 5.
If you're looking at the forecast, she's a stitch behind, and if they're being aggressive, that's why they're being aggressive. They feel like they have to. Michelle Robbins, 142.5. This will also match her previous personal best. And you're looking at the previous body weights, as I had said, 79.7, 79.80, 78, 74. Her weighing in at 82.2. It's really going to help that bench press, help that squat. There it is, exactly.
I'm sure she is loving this newfound strength.
Coming into this, she was probably the front runner. If Amanda Lawrence isn't around, last year when the battle was won, obviously, by Amanda Lawrence, underneath Amanda, these ladies all battled, and Robbins ended up the victor in silver medal position. Now Amanda Lawrence is gone, and she's added a few kilos. Bonica Brown, 150 kilos. Pretty easy work, 5 kilos below her personal best. Does she go to equal that in her next?
I say she easily has it. It's just a matter of what she wants to do at this point.
It's, I mean, to be different. Previous nationals, she wasn't pressed.
Right.
Today, we anticipate if she holds back, it opens the door for victoire.
No.
Do you think she loads 5 or 7.5?
I think she goes 7.5. I think she puts the pressure on her. As many kilos she can gain during this subtotal moment, the better. So that way, it pushes Victoire to really have to pull more than what she really has.
Emily Reynolds, 115. 5 kilo personal best, should she hit this.
Wow.
Nice catch. Somewhat limping off the platform there. Might be a muscle cramp though. But that leg drive, and you get so tight, it happens often. And 125 being loaded for Nicolette Zegler.
Oh, wow. So smooth.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. 3 for 3.
And that's one of the things with the bench press, honestly, is that a lot of people in their home gyms, not everyone has this Alico pad, this new Sky pad. So really seeing everyone adjust to the Sky pad and really take what's there on the day is really interesting as we go through these flights.
And as we go through these flights, looking at some of the forecasted totals, which take completed lifts, and they'll add on your deadlift opener. Creighton Warford already at 592.5, already beyond her previous personal best total. Some people were saying, will she hit 600 kilos? We are looking well past that, sir.
Yeah, I think people are saying, will she hit 600 kilos? Will she be a world champion? I think at this point it's more about, especially when she gets that deadlift opener and she gets this bench, it's going to be how far does she take the records and how many gold medals does she accumulate?
Well said. Only time will tell. 127.5 for Creighton Warford, equaling your previous personal best.
And she made that 7.5 kilo jump, matching her personal best. I think this will be really easy. They're going conservative, really stack it on with the deadlift.
To say I would be surprised if she doesn't hit this is an understatement. 120. Looked like it could have been a warm-up.
I mean, it probably was to her. Everything with her is just the bar.
Oh, nicely done. I'm going to need to wet my beak and take a piece of whatever she gave you to drop that, but. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Did they put weights on there?
I mean, that could have been an opener, and that's very scary for the 76s of the world.
297 pounds.
Asha Hopkins, 135.
And this would be a 2.5 kilo PR for her. And that would be with the new bench press technique and style. So I'm very interested to see how this goes. Her opener and her second attempt look really well. So we just need her to lock in for this third.
Ooh, no, it's kind of surprising. I agree with you.
Yeah. It's just that she's used to that sink, and I think that sticking point that usually isn't there from that sink and that momentum just got her. That's all.
Reveals itself at the top end. Victoire Kothor, 142.5, 7.5 kilo jump. Went 3 for 3 in the squats. Coming into this, her total was 640. Coming into this, Bonica was totaling in the 640s. So this could be a head-to-head, shoulder-to-shoulder, very tight race. However, Bonica has seemed to step on the gas today. We'll have to see what happens come deadlifts. Michelle Robbins, 146. You know what that means? National record attempt.
And this is exciting because where we have national record attempt right now in this moment, right after her is going to be a battle for who actually keeps this record. And she needs to lock this in if she really wants to help solidify that first place position.
When you have national records being attempted in Amanda Lawrence's weight class, and she is as great as they come, it speaks to the high quality level of lifting these ladies are at.
Wow, drive.
She
Come on, come on.
Get it. Nope, coming back. Nope, it's coming
fight.
back. Nice catch.
Great catch by the spotters and loaders.
Just an inch before lockout, and you gotta hope she didn't empty the tank there.
But when you're in a battle, sometimes it's worth it to really fight for that chip, and I do not blame her one bit.
Tiffany Savage's turn now. Tiffany hit 140. She's previously hit 140 in comp. 6 kilos up from there. It's reasonable. And like, in a battle like this, she might need it. Sorry, go ahead, Petrie.
And like I said, I was thinking 2.5, but I know that they can need the 5. They're going up 6. I think she has the overall will and strength to get this lift done.
She got a huge squat PR. If the squat is an indication where her overall strength is, it's not an unreasonable ask. Her arms are definitely shaking. Oh my gosh, she's strong.
Oh yeah.
Just that lockout though, so close. And that was a very close attempt as well.
And that's really where 1 kilo truly can make the difference. She had the grind ability, just needed 1 kilo less.
It's the chip factor in a close battle that they thought strategically, it's 1 kilo, let's load it up.
And when you're in a battle, I do not blame the coaches. If you're within range, bet on your lifter every single time.
Bonica Brown, 155. Equaling her previous personal. That's a little bit surprising. You know what? 150. Petrie, you got a very surprised look on your face.
I'm super surprised, honestly. But again, changing the BIS technique, going from sinking to the soft touch, it makes it really, really hard to change how you push weight at the top end. That's the second time we saw that today.
It's revealing itself at the top end, isn't it? As we move with no break directly into flight 2, and that means the 93s, Dimitri Ayala, 185.
Now, speaking of, it is good to see him out here on bench. I'm glad he didn't really hurt anything or tweak anything on that last squat attempt. So let's hope that it's a better turnaround here on the bench press. Short-term memory.
Nicely done.
And he is rocking the A7 silver. Next lifter, Gavin Aiden, opening up at 418. Bar is loaded.
Gavin Aiden, 190. He must be looking to do a massive jump after this. He's hit 222.5 previously.
Yeah, I think he's brought his jumps from squat to bench now. Yeah, I don't think he learned a lesson at all.
I mean, he keeps being rewarded for it. Last comp, he hit 220. Wow, so smooth and easy. And to be honest, 10 kilos and then another 10 kilos, it's reasonable.
If you think that's what he's going to do, I think that is reasonable. But this is Gavin Aiden, and I'm not sure if
he might go
on the
30
menu.
kilo jump here. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes 190 to 205.
yeah, I wouldn't be shocked either. Demetrius Smith, 195. Considering, look at how long those arms are, kind sir. He can go up to 210.
That was a smooth opener. We move on to 435 for Jordan McKinley. Bar is loaded for Jordan.
Jordan McKinley, 197.5. Petrie, what do you see?
So remember I said it would be crazy if he went up to 205?
Yeah.
Well, Gavin went up to 220.
Oh, my God. I joked when I said a 30 kilo jump. He's not playing games out here.
No, he is not.
I mean, how does his handling in his team handle this type of pressure and anxiety? Talk about burn your ships, all or nothing. Jordan, great squat session. Starting off with 197. He's hit 215. There should be no major issues, and it isn't. Are you serious? Let's just double check this. 220.
That's 220. Now,
30 kilo jump on bench press. And this is his top end. He goes right to his top end.
that's literally burning your ships.
I mean, step back, he might be burning the whole house down. 205 for Delaney Wallace. Delaney's previous personal best. His first appearance as a 93, SBD Austin, he did 215.
And now with this opener, it really sets the tone because at SBD Austin, he opened up fairly similar, made small jumps, made his way to trying to do something above 210. I don't think it was quite there on the day, or it was barely there. If he can make this fly, I think he could set the pace to really beat his best bench.
Yeah. To your point, SBD Austin, he opened up at 202.5. This is 205, very similar. Wow, it moved well.
Very well.
You got 10 kilos in there? You got more? What are you thinking?
I think he has what he missed at SBD Austin, which was around that 212 to 215 range. Or what he did at SBD Austin, where he hit 215. I think he may chip it a little bit with 217 and a half.
So then we're thinking halfway point, somewhere in abouts.
Yeah, so right now he went from 205 to 212. I think he jumps 5 from there.
That's reasonable. Dom, 205.
Now, Dom is another one that has a gigantic bench on him, so this opener will be very, very telling.
2 for 3 in the squat event. You know, talking about Gavin Aiden, Kaiko left squats 1 for 3. Gavin left squats 1 for 3. The difference being, of course, Gavin hit his second, not his opener, moves forward. Strategically, he's just all over the place, but funny things can happen when you're playing like that. Talking about playing ball, wheel ball 207.5. Give it to me. Thank you.
No, that was clean. Now, this is going to be very interesting to see how his bench is.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's about as smooth as they come.
But keep a lookout because now he has switched to the soft touch. Will he be affected just like how the girls were affected in the earlier flight? That's going to be something we have to keep our eye on.
And to your point, it really does reveal itself at the top end.
Exactly. We won't know until the third.
We saw no real indication in the women's flight. And it's almost a misnomer. You think all systems will go, load up what we have planned, and then it rears its head. Kyle DeLeon, 217.5.
Now, this is someone who definitely belongs in the 93 kilo class because he's going to possibly take this bench well into the 500s. Well, not well, over the 500s. And that's going to be a great, great bench to see here in this session.
Nicely done.
And we should expect that type of consistency. He doesn't have a sink. He usually does a soft touch, so I'm excited to see what the top end is for today.
Now, talking about consistency, there's death, there's taxes, and there's Jonathan Kaiko breaking bench records. But we did not foresee what would happen in squats. Can he level out the consistency here in bench press?
Well, this is his home. If there's any lift to where he's going to make all three and get a chip, it's going to be bench press.
If you're wondering, last time we saw him, opened up at 232.5, the last 2 appearances. Before that at Sheffield, 235. So this is in and abouts where you can expect him when he's at his top end. So nothing that took place in squats daunted him nor the game plan. And that's a seasoned veteran. And that's why.
Exactly. But and the best thing about this, especially for him having his home be bench, even if there is a mistake in squat, you get to go home right after.
Well said. He's back in his comfort zone, and it can rebuild that confidence that might have been slightly shaken in the squats.
Exactly. And in this competition, you always have to remember who you are the whole entire day. You cannot lose that identity.
Well, how revealing would it be if he had a shaky squat event, he comes out, me saying that was in a round where we usually see him open, and his opener had been dropped.
Exactly.
That's alarming.
Exactly.
Dimitri Ayala, 192.5.
Nice.
Yeah, it was work, but it's the second attempt. 7 kilos up from his opener.
Yeah. I think he's still feeling the squat a little bit, so it's taking him a minute to really get set into his position. I'm curious to see where they go up because I just want his back to hold up, that's all.
He wasn't exactly moving gingerly off that platform. Demetrius Smith, 202.5.
Now, as a deadlifter, he's already missed 1 squat. Bench is where he really needs to just make sure he executes. Not go for PRs, not go for anything that he needs.
gosh.
He needed that, and that is really going to set him back because that looked like it was strength. It didn't look like it was technique. That right there, only walking away with bench with 1 lift as a big puller, yes, maybe he could pull 400 kilos, but 400 kilos may not even be enough if he cannot get another bench press.
He's got a shovel that can dig himself out of a hole, but not that big of a shovel. He needs to at least hit that second attempt come his 3rd rounds. And I agree with you. That didn't look like it was technical. That looked like it might have been strength, and it just, given what we saw in squats, the strength might just not be there today.
He just may be a little flat, which is okay. But we still have deadlifts. Everyone else has to make some deadlifts, and he's not out of the game yet.
Jordan McKinley, 205.
Now, that was a solid lift, solid attempt. Based on how much energy he used on squat, that looked to be towards pretty much his top end. I'm not sure if they come back out for another bench.
And I'm okay with that. I agree. You got deadlifts. 212.5 for Delaney Wallace. Last time we saw him as a 93, he finished with 215. If he hits this, it makes it look like an appropriate second attempt. We're going to see a PR bench to go with that huge PR squat, and we're going to see a 93-kilo contender emerging before our eyes, Petrie.
Okay.
I'm thinking 2.5.
Yeah, I'm thinking 2.5. And that's very similar to what happened at SBD Austin. Great opener, little rough second, and add 2.5, still gets it for the 215. I wouldn't necessarily go 5. You already did so well on the squat. No need to overreach and overextend and miss a bench. I think adding 2.5 kilos here is everything he needs to do.
I agree with you. I think the conversation probably amongst them was, look, if you make this look appropriate, I'll go 5. And after that, I think 2.5. I hope 2.5. Dom, 215.
Now, it's very interesting with Dom because he's the most unconventional lifter that there is here. Really high bar, pause squat almost for his attempts. Really flat back, wide bench.
He's almost doing a variation day. Oh, that was tough. It's got to be said, that was a stitch tough.
That was very tough. He is another 93, which is very interesting because he actually walks around at about 93. So I wonder why he's feeling a little flat today, but it'll be interesting to see what he comes back out for on his next attempt.
Will Ball, 215. And while he was pacing in squats and ended up with a massive squat PR, pacing much more conservatively here, likely to end up wearing about his previous PR of 222.5 would be, let's see how 215 moves. What do you think, Petrie?
Now, if they go 7.5, I'm not mad at it to match his personal best, but this is where it's going to be interesting. Can he express the same amount of strength with this new technique, or do they go 5 just to ensure that they get the third bench? Because honestly, with the day everyone else is having, it's more important to make lifts. I would go 5, but if he balls like Will can ball, then let's go ahead and just go up to his 222.5.
Gavin Aiden, 30-kilo jump right to his top end 220. And everything changes if this looks like an appropriate second attempt.
I hope it looks like an appropriate second attempt.
I mean, this guy is such a character.
But again, if anyone can, Gavin can.
Listen, if you see smoke, the ships have already been burned and it's already too late. Gavin Aiden, again it plays off. And he struts off the platform as though, sure, a 30-kilo jump, it is what it is.
30-kilo jump, that's normal. That's what we do.
230 for Kyle DeLeon.
And this will be our first bench press headed into the 500s with 507. Ooh, does he have a bench on him. 3 white lights, no question. I'm excited to see how his bench comes out. I think they jump maybe 5, 7.5, which would be a great bench press for him.
Huge bench press in the 93-kilo class. And he has it at display. U.S. Nationals 2026, 242.5 for Jonathan Keiko. This is slightly less than his previous second attempts we've seen in his last 2 meets.
Which I'm not mad at. I want him to be a little bit more conservative, make sure that he gets all 3 benches, because to have any fighting chance, he has to make sure he gets his chip.
I agree with you. Strategically, not mad at this decision. Yep. And I think they're trying to, sorry, go ahead.
No, I said, not only is it the right decision, but even with the way that that moved, that may have been the best and only decision.
I was just going to say is a bit of a rangefinder because squats weren't there. They have to ask themselves, is bench there? Be a stitch more conservative. Use the second attempt as an appropriate rangefinder. And based off of that, let's not take some big jumps here. Yeah. Let's grab some kilos. You need some positive momentum going into deadlifts. Dimitri Ayala, 197.5. This will match his previous personal best.
He is going to be timing out, which is what I hope for,
right,
because he walked away from that second bench looking a little wobbly, still looking a little shaken up from squat. Save the back, have an awesome deadlift, awesome PR total, at least to save the day, and keep yourself in the fight.
So some interesting third attempts. Gavin Aiden opting to go up only 2.5 kilos. 30-kilo jump from his opener, 2.5 from his second to his third. Just writing basically his own playbook.
Will Ball, he decided to go up to 5, not the 7.5. I think they're playing the smart game with the new technique change. I feel like that 220 is definitely there, and that's exactly how you play the game when you're trying to go to Worlds and become the next world champion.
Jonathan Keiko, 247.5, 5-kilo jump. Again, I'm okay with that. I think everybody's making the appropriate final attempts. Now let's see how it all shakes up.
It is interesting to see that he's not walking away with a chip.
Well, where is the current record resting at? I'll let you pull that up as I throw it to the platform for 202.5. Demetrius Smith. Demetrius, I don't think is actually coming out. It looks like he's timing out. Demetrius does not have, or he has only his first bench. That's going to send him pretty far back.
252.
252 is the national record?
I believe that is when he hit his best. Yep, 252, last year's nationals.
Okay.
The bench that made my deadlift too much for me.
You know what? So having said that, in terms of a chip, if they're looking at each other saying, how many more kilos, you got to be honest with yourselves.
Right.
We saw earlier, like Tiffany Savage, it was close enough. Try to go for the chip. We're going to need it. But if they're in the back and Keiko's saying, I don't have 5 more kilos above this. The chip is too far. It'd be nice to have, but that's a wish list.
Yeah, and I was just saying this would be like his first competition in a very long time where he walks away from bench press without another chip, which every single time he's won is because he does have that chip. It's a huge advantage. What does that say when deadlifts come around?
Jordan McKinley, 207.5.
Great call. Absolutely great call. Only 2.5 more. He looked a lot better on that than his second. I'm glad that he doesn't look as cooked as he did look, and he should be set for deadlifts.
217.5 for Delaney Wallace. I'm a stitch surprised. Me and you both thought 215.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it.
He
It's not
is
crazy.
Trying to win. He's a gamer. And if there's anything that Delaney's going to do, he's always going to bet on himself. And he probably told himself, I could jump 2.5 to be conservative, but I'm here to win. Let me get that 5. Let me give myself a chance to at least get the most out of myself on the day and shock and surprise myself.
I know at IPF Worlds a few years ago, him and Gavin Aiden were roommates. I think Gavin Aiden's approach is starting to rub off on him a little bit of burn your ships here.
I think you need that mindset sometimes when you want to just break old patterns and become a new person. And he bet on himself, and that's exactly what you do.
That's what champions do. That's why champions are made. That's why I'm in the commentating booth, and he is on the platform.
Exactly. Like I said, I was not mad at it. 2.5 would have been the call that we made, but if he went 5, if anyone can do it, it's going to be a game changer like Delaney.
So Delaney Wallace, huge 10-kilo PR in squat, 2.5 kilos on bench press. And while some are missing, Delaney is hitting and hitting big. Dom, 220.
Yeah, and I think this is a good call here. Only jumping up 5, which is very shocking from how his training was. I'm very interested to see how he finishes up on the day. Come on. Great call.
It was the right call, I agree.
The lift is good for Dominic Gibwell. Bar is loaded with 485.
220, the bench rule has Will Ball pulling back his bench just a stitch from the 222 we had previously seen from him. He's not leaving a lot of kilos on the total, and he picked up a huge chunk in a squat event. Previously, he had hit 322.5.
Right.
Today, 330.
Which will still put him 5 kilos ahead of when he hit his 920. And if deadlift is on, it's going to be a hard day for all the other 93s.
Even if he just equals his previous best deadlift, we're at 925.
Perfect call. Perfect call. Because I knew that he needed to adjust to that soft technique, soft bench press technique, and that is exactly why you don't jump to 7, even though it was his previous personal best. You change your technique, you change the way you bench, you have to adjust and do what you have on the day.
Yeah, Will Ball coming into this unbattle tested and proving he's ready. 6 for 6 and 222.5 for this young man. If you test his DNA, I'm sure you'll see Viking blood.
And going from unbattle tested to probably one of the most battle tested is an extraordinary transition.
This will match the biggest bench press he's ever had. Oh, and
yes.
He looks like he's done it. Gavin Aiden, huge 30-kilo jump.
Perfect.
And then 2.5, right on the money. And Gavin's fired up once again. Only Gavin can leave squats 1 for 3 and still be in the conversation.
Well, he's opening up at 295 on deadlift. Safe to say he's probably going to do a 40-kilo jump.
Yeah, well, that's being conservative of you, Petrie. 235 for Kyle DeLeon.
Yeah, I think 5 kilos from his second attempt. I said he even had 7.5. I'll be really shocked if he missed this here.
Nicely done, yep.
Perfect call.
Excellent attempt selection.
6 for 6 so far on the day, going into deadlifts for Kyle. He is on pace to PR that total.
Final bench of the day, Jonathan Kaiko, 247.5, 5-kilo jump. The way 242.5 looked, I think 5 kilos is probably the biggest jump they should take. They're trying to take the biggest they can and still staying in the hunt. It's appropriate.
World champion, let's get behind you.
If he can go 3 for 3 in bench after going 1 for 3 in squat, He's got some momentum going back into deadlifts.
I think this will be the first time that he has ever gone back-to-back competitions missing his third bench if he does miss. So he needs to make this. Make bench press his home again. Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
And this is rather surprising because we thought they went the conservative route, not even attempting to reach for that chip.
Yeah.
And you had said it, it's the first time ever we'd seen Jonathan Keiko back-to-back missing third attempt bench press. And if you remember, last time he missed that third bench press, he came in third overall.
I think we're looking at pretty much the same story here today. Deadlift is not his strong suit. Even if he has a PR deadlift waiting in the tuck, I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. He needs to really make sure he executes these next 3 lifts if he has a shot at third. And we're looking at maybe Keiko is not even top 3, and that would be historic.
Absolutely astounding. Now, how about that Will Ball? Coming into this, sky's the limit on potential. We all agree on that.
100%.
Completely unbattle tested, and he's being tested in a severe battle right now, going 6 for 6. And how about that adjustment due to the bench calls, due to the bench rule? That is almost a seasoned approach. How happy are you to see that from this young man?
I'm super happy. I'm very happy for Will. I think he's one of the most mature young lifters in the game. And like I said, whenever you have someone who can bounce back from bombing out and have the day that he had where he totaled 920, that type of mentality is very rare to find. So I knew coming into today, it was either going to be he bombs out on squat or he becomes a world champion or becomes a national champion headed to the world championships. And I think he's headed towards the world championships.
Now, if ever there was a Mr. Burn Your Ships living up to that, that is not just a hashtag. They don't use hashtags anymore, but bear with me. You get the point. This guy is living up to it. Gavin Aiden, always entertaining. 1 for 3 in the squats, still up with 340, and then huge jumps on the bench press. What do you expect from Gavin? How in the hunt is he?
I believe Gavin is still on pace for around 920, and don't get me wrong, you can never count on Gavin. He's going to have monstrous jumps. He's going to really put it all out there on that last deadlift. If Will is on, I'm not sure if that's going to be enough for Gavin to really close the gap. But if Will falls off, Will misses the deadlift, Gavin's loading it up 100%.
And, of course, Delaney Wallace, at this point, 12.5 kilos more than the last time we saw him. If he does the exact same deadlift he had previously had, that's 900. But he's stronger now. 10 kilos on his squat, 2.5 on his bench. So if he's already only deadlifting with the same as we saw him last, he's at 900 kilos. If he improves upon 10, 15.
Exactly.
Are we talking 910, 915? Where does that put him on the podium? Only time will tell. But how surprised are you? Delaney Wallace really emerging as a 90-kilo threat.
I'm super surprised, just in the sense of, you know, Delaney's been tucked away, gatekeeping his lift. However, Delaney is the kind of guy that if he's hiding his lifts, it truly is because of work. And not just the work in the gym, but work at home. And right now, we're seeing the work in the gym come to the platform. He is much stronger than he's ever been before. I'm not going to be surprised when I see a monstrous deadlift. And Delaney may not have the last deadlift, but he's going to have the last deadlift that counts before Will takes the platform.
Oh, my God, the bar's coming. He's not going to have the last deadlift, but he's going to have the last deadlift that counts. I got to be worried about my job here when you come in like that. But anyways, please do make sure you come back. We'll take a short 6.5-minute break, and we will see the conclusion of the 76s, the 84s, the 84 pluses, and, of course, the battle of the 93s. Himself takes the lead. That is big trouble. Wow, what a battle
himself, takes a knee.
That is big trouble.
Wow, what a battle! And they are lighting it up on this platform. Sold out crowd, got the money's worth today.
Welcome back to Powerlifting America 2026 National Championships presented by A7, and we resume the battle of the 76s, 84s, 84 pluses, and of course the 93s in the first flight. We will have the women with 190 kilos being loaded now for Catherine Ducote. And I was in the warm-up room, had a quick conversation with Joey Flex, and Cranen Wolford looked like she was sleepwalking through bench press. It was so easy. He had told me her progress was so quick, was not expecting it to fly that quickly. I asked him, are you going to drop the hammer for the deadlifts? And I think we're going to see a massive final pull from Cranen. Of course, the 84s, we have a battle as well. Earlier today, 598 posted up, and these ladies in the prime time, that's the target to beat. 84 pluses, Victoire and Bonica battling for not only that national title, but a national team spot for the World Championships. And then what can you say about the 93s? These gentlemen, they're swinging, and they're swinging big. Some are hitting, some are missing. The battle is living up to all expectations. And the clock winds down on Catherine Ducote, who has removed herself from the competition. And up next, Asha Hopkins, 197.5. Easy pull.
That was a good look for Asha Hopkins. We need to advance the computer. All right, Asha looks good. We are on to Emily Reynolds at 451.
205 for Emily Reynolds.
Bar is loaded.
All right, and if this moves, I believe she's on pace to beat her personal best of 230. I need to see this fly, though.
That was pretty quick.
Safe to say that she's feeling a little, oh, she's limping a little bit. That has me concerned.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that it looks like she's, a lot better after squats, but we shall see.
Tiffany Savage, 205. And is that last name not perfect for a power lifter?
It's one of the best names to have outside of my own.
Someday I'll tell you what Lapidat means. Translates, but we'll put a pin in that. Tiffany, she held the national title previously.
Oh, yeah.
Trouble.
Yeah.
That's trouble.
She's been looking strong all day. Those legs look juiced up. I think she's ready to roll.
Expect a big jump for her. Victoire Kothor, 215. She's previously gone as big as 240 when she finished off with 640.
Now, if she wants to give Bonica a run for her money, she's going to have to make some massive jumps and also hit a nice Della PR.
Her squat ended up 2.5 kilos down. Okay.
Oh.
She's on point. I was about to say her squat was 2 kilos down. Her bench, 2 kilos up. So she's pacing subtotal-wise the same as her 640. And I'd already said Bonica, her last few appearances was around 650, 647, 642. So they're they're within 10 kilos of each other. Deadlifts is the toughest one for Bonica. This is going to be a telling deadlift session in the 84 plus.
I think the 100% thing right now we need to see for Bonica is her get this opener. That will really let us know what kind of day she's going to have.
That was pretty good, 217.
Let's see what the judges say. Perfect.
Take up to 496 for Brandon Warford.
And that's slightly heavier than we've seen Bonica opening previously. And again, not to belabor the point, but it's got to be said, this is what happens when you feel a little bit of pressure. You have to rise to the occasion. 225 for Brandon Warford.
Speaking of rising to the occasion.
Now, 225 is smaller than the deadlift opener we saw her at the World Championships, where she opened with 235. I'm wondering, are they going to holster this weapon? Or are they going to let this fly?
I believe with the squat PR, I don't think she needs to chase like she did at the World Championships. If she just takes a very easy third, she's still going to have a massive PR total and have room to really prep into Worlds.
225 was smooth and easy. And to your point, at Worlds, while she opened with 235, she finished with 245, narrowly missing 262.5. And then last year's Nationals, she opened with 225, finished with 250. So pull it back the opener, you might get more in the long run. Michelle Robbins, 227.5.
Yeah. Because with her opener, I mean, already PR total, everything else is just the icing on top.
Michelle's PR deadlift previously, 235. Oh, a little bit sticky for an opener. Almost looked at the bar, double checking.
If it was the right weight, if there's anything wrong. Now, I will say having a rough opener on deadlift is not the full story. I'm really interested to see what jump she makes and what adjustments are made for that second.
Well, right now Michelle Robbins is at 582.5. Nicolette is about to be at 580, and Tiffany Savage on her second pull will be at 580. I told you this was close in the 84 kilo class. That's how close it is, and of course 598 earlier today. This is a very tight race.
And honestly, all these ladies need their third deadlift, or we may have someone in the open actually come back down, get redressed, and take her first place medal.
That's right. That's right. If she's watching online in her hotel room.
I would be. There's no way.
190, Catherine Ducote.
And again, she's just letting the attempts run out.
That's right.
Giving these lifters a chance because these ladies are in a battle. They all need those 60 seconds. If she did not have the 60 seconds, we may be seeing different deadlift attempts, and that would not be as fun as what we have right now.
So I can tell you right now, in terms of the 84 pluses, Bonica Brown's got 227.5 for a second attempt, while Victoire Kothor has 235. Bonica right now is at 642.5, and Kothor 615. There is definitely a gap. However, if Bonica starts missing and stays at 642.5, and Victoire starts hitting, she'll be at 635 by her second, and then by her third could overtake. She's applying some pressure, but for sure, Bonica in the lead. However, gotta be said, it is the deadlift event that is the toughest event for Bonica. If there's any possibilities, that's the pathway in the 84 pluses. In the 84s, so many pathways, still way too soon. These ladies are so close.
Yeah, and even with the 84 pluses, with Victoire, for her making and pacing with the 20 kilo jumps versus Bonica's 10, and Bonica already having a rough time deadlifting, Bonica misses one, and she keeps that 20 kilo jump pace.
Yeah, yeah.
We may be looking at something different.
Well, there it is. Emily Reynolds, 217.5.
Very strong. and with the most heart, because she is hurting. I want everyone to know that she is limping off the platform every single time, which means that she's over here hitting weights where she only has attempted them when she was at 100%. She's hitting them at 80, and she's still going out full-on hard on display on the platform. I'm really excited for her to just finish out strong and be healthy.
Heart of a Lion, 217.5 for Asha Hopkins. Nicely done for Asha.
Good lift. All right. And that is a good lift for Asha.
We need a future advance to the back, please. That was a good lift.
Tiffany Savage up next, 227.5. Tiffany looking to bump her total from 560 to 580 and start catching up on these other 84s.
No, she needs this second deadlift to move.
205, 20 kilos below, was very fast. Obviously 20 kilos will slow it down a little, but I'd expect she's going to hit this with more in the tank. That was pretty fast as well. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot more where that came from.
No, that was very convincing. I think they're going to go ahead and definitely start playing the game, and I'm excited to see where she ends up on her deadlifts.
In terms of the battle of the 84s, she has the unenviable task of pulling first, so they got to guess where her top end is, applying pressure to the other lifters, but of course they can't spill over. 227.5 for Bonica Brown as we move back to the 84 pluses.
This is a very, very important deadlift for her.
And that was pretty smooth. And she really wants to make this. Already she's at 652.5, which is already more than Victoire has ever done previously. Not to say that Victoire doesn't have PR total in her, but it's starting to try to convince Victoire, this is my day, it's not yours.
Yeah.
You want to be happy to come close to a legend like me. Michelle Robbins, 235.
And honestly, for Bonica, it's really nice to see her really just take back the competitive edge of lifting and clean up her technique on all three lifts. She's been putting on a clinic.
Now, Michelle Robbins had a bit of a difficulty at 227.5. You know what? That move kind of like her first attempt did.
And that's why I said the opener doesn't tell the full story. Each lifter is different. You're going to see some lifters come out here and make a rough opener look like that was their max, and then jump up 7.5 and make it look a little easier than that.
Now that puts Michelle Robbins at 590, 598 from the day session. Do you think she can do it? She's going to have to go a full 10.
I mean, if it keeps on getting better as the reps go on, I don't see why not.
Victoire, 235.
Oh.
Oh, that was pretty easy as well. Up to 635, but does she have enough to apply pressures for 652.5? Really, she's got nothing to lose.
No, she has nothing to lose. I would go for it. I think if it's anything like her squat, it was a little sticky on the second, but I think she's going to make the third move way easier.
245 for Cranen Warford. Cranen has previously hit 250. This is a national total record because it'll bump her to 612.5. And this is the total, the exact total that won the 76 kilo world championships. A little bit of redemption here for Cranen if she hits this. And I would bet good money she does. Easily, easily, easily. And this is a warning here. I am not the same lifter as I was last year.
Like I said, her doing her attempts with 225, taking it easy, she's probably going to try and match what the world record is currently right now with her third, just to make a statement with room of saying, this is my year. This is what I do. Everything I lift is 100% just the bar. Let me show you how easy it is.
Do you have that world record available by chance? As Nicolette does 255. Two and a half kilo personal best if she hits this. That is tough work. She does hit it, but that looked like a third to me.
And the lift is good. That puts Nicolette at 600 kilos. We're going to strip it down and get ready for round 3. Folks, we have some fantastic opportunities coming up. The Powerlifting America Nationals season will continue.
And
Next month, we have the Collegiate
as Petrie
Championships.
peruses, this will be from Agatha Shitko. If you pull up Agatha Shitko on Open Powerlifting.
The firefighters and the law enforcement nationals.
And of course, Catherine Ducote,
Officer out there to compete.
190 kilos. She will not be coming out for that. As previous, I'll have a moment here to give a shout out to our sponsors. These nationals presented by A7 Alico, whose equipment you see on the platform today in all of the international IPF competitions and advances. The foot attire you see on many champions as well. Without their generosity, this wouldn't be possible, sir.
Isn't it right now 628.5? Didn't Carlina just break that at Sheffield?
628.5. Yes, I believe she did. All right. So 628.5 it is. Where does Cranen rest at? Because you're right, Agatha Shitko had done 76 kilo, a bigger total, but not at an international competition. That was at Silent Worker.
Correct.
And Cranen, for her final pull, has oh my gosh, 261.5. That'll bump her to 628. And there it is, Mr. Petrie.
Just chipping the current world record right now, letting the world know and letting all of Europe know she is here.
Yeah, letting all of Europe and as well as New Zealand,
Of course.
as it were, Carlina, whom I'm told is moving up to the 84s, nevertheless, likely watching her old weight class.
Yeah, I would say, I was thinking about it being a shot towards Carlina, but with her moving up, they're not really going to see each other.
Right.
So I'm like, does Carlina care that much when she already retired it?
I'm sure she's interested. Emily Reynolds, 220 kilos. What a massive year-over-year improvement for Cranen. And the way she moved 245, Petrie, if I put $1 million on the table.
I'm betting on her, 100%. The way that 245 move was way too fast. I think they put that in there because they knew it would be conservative. I don't think they want to really push her right now, especially with Worlds coming up. So if they have this in here as an attempt, it's because they have 100% belief that she's going to hit.
Asha Hopkins, 227.5. We are in the 84 kilo class. Asha looking to finish in the top 5. This will move her total to 557.5. Oh, just at the knees. Should still leave with 547.5, good enough for top 5.
In the top 5.
84 plus, 237.5 for Bonica Brown.
Now, I believe if Bonica hits this should really make sure that she is #1 and that she is going to go back to the World Championships. But if she does miss, you have Victoire ready and loaded up with 255, ready to take that place and make her first trip to the World Championships. Bonica needs this lift right now to solidify her placing.
If she misses, Victoire is going to load up the bumper off the team. And that should probably put it out of reach for Victoire. And likely to solidify Bonica Brown to have one more national title and one more IPF World Championships on her already decorated resume. Tiffany Savage loading 247.5, 22.5 kilo jump. This will put her total to 602.5 and move her, if temporarily, into first place.
No. I believe
Because, sorry, go ahead.
We have an attempt change, and I think this is about to throw off the order of who goes first. Right now, I believe Michelle put in 247 and has the lot number to where she would go right now.
Okay.
And this is going to solidify her 602.5 at her first crack at making sure that she can really be in position to take the lead, or really make sure she's in position to solidify her second.
Because Nicolette is at a 600 kilo even total. Her 255 did look top end. If Michelle can pull this off. Right down to the very last deadlifts in this very tight battle of 84s. Ooh, no, too much on the day. And Nicolette waiting backstage. Now Tiffany Savage loading up 247.5. Again, 602.5 to take another swing at bumping down Nicolette off the gold medal podium position. And of course, earlier today, Garza with 598 in second position. That would bump her down to bronze.
Now, if Tiffany misses this lift, it would be Nicolette's championship to win. Tiffany needs this to make sure that Nicolette comes back out here for a deadlift and earns her spot.
Oh!
Come on.
Just above
Fight,
the knee.
push.
So close, she refusing to give up. Just not on the day. And that was a close one. And there you have it. Nicolette survives all of the scares. Crane and Warford now. 261.5 national open record. And this will give her an unofficial world record, 629.
And honestly, this is so crazy because just 2 months ago with what Carlina did at Sheffield, breaking the world record, solidifying that and breaking history, Crandon is about to completely upset that within just 2 months' time. This sport is growing so fast. You can hear them say, just the bar, JTB. This is hers.
Powerful, powerful statement here. And blocks it out, 261.5 in a masterful performance at Open Nationals.
The unofficial world record. History has been made today. We are witnessing the start of a great run of gold medals collected.
Wow. Now, it's more than the official world record, but if you track the unofficial world record, some people would say Agata's 635-ish also is unofficial. How do you track unofficial world record? We're getting a little too into the weeds here, but you understand it's more than what won world championship last year. It's more than the current world record.
Hold on.
265.
Fully sending it to knock out Bonica.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Oh my gosh. And that was oh so close to a major upset of Bonica Brown.
I love that she loaded it. And that just proved that Bonica needed that last deadlift.
Yes,
because
she
she
did.
didn't have it. Victoire would be headed to Worlds right now.
And it also foreshadows that young lady is going to be a problem next year.
Especially with how easy that squat was. I think she's going to be a force. Bonica picked a good time to take this sport seriously again because she's going to need it.
268.5, Nicolette Zegler. She's in first place already, but this will bump her total to 614.5.
Which is a national
That's
open record right here.
That's right. Oh, nope, too much on the day.
But
Still, great performance, an amazing battle of the 84s. Without Amanda Lawrence, you're thinking, wow, we're missing a massive star in powerlifting. However, this battle was so contentious, right down to the very last pulls.
and shout out to the open session lifter
Garza.
who was able to solidify, I believe, second place.
Yeah, 598.
Because of the fumbles of them chasing that first place with Savage and Michelle Robbins. That right there is why you show up and compete, whether you're in the prime time or not.
And I ain't mad at Savage or Robbins going all in, saying, I'm not fighting here for silver, I'm fighting for gold, thank you very much.
Exactly.
I would suspect Gavin Naden appreciates that. 295. And the jump this young man is likely to take after this, who knows?
40 kilos.
Yeah, that is snappy. I saw Gavin get out of a chair earlier, probably just as fast.
Now, Kyle's been having a monster day. I'm excited to see how this 307.5 moves.
307.5 for Kyle DeLeon. Yeah, has he had a good day. 6 for 6.
Oh, yes.
Well done.
He looks good. It looked a little bit like he was losing his balance, which may mean that he's too strong for that opener, and I hope that means the second will be a lot more clear at lockout.
Delaney Wallace opening with 315. A stitch surprise. Last time we saw him, he opened with 320. When he opened with 315 last, it was at 83 kilos last nationals. Now he might be just opening conservative, going to take a big jump after that. Conserve energy, sorry, go ahead.
Everything we saw with the bench press, I have zero doubt that he is just opening conservative and he will make the jumps that he needs. I don't have him kind of sandbagging this deadlift session whatsoever.
No, I think you're right. I think they know we're going to pull big today. I only have so many top end pulls. Obviously, this young man knows what he's doing. It's Delaney Wallace. Yeah, that was about as quick as 315 is going to move. I will say this, of the three lifts, deadlift is one that body weight will assist the least. But 10 kilos on squat, 2.5 on bench. Jonathan Keiko, 320. Keiko has opened up at 320 his last 5 competitions. Well, let's make it number 6. He's pacing for the deadlift we're used to seeing. Let's see if it moves like his previous openers.
It moved well. I think what the story has been for Keiko today has just been he's just not necessarily on today, which is okay. The main thing is get all 3 deadlifts, see what everyone else does, give yourself a fighting chance, and let's see where he falls.
So last 5 comps opened at 320. Last 3 comps jumped to 340. Does he jump to 340 again? Or do you think, based off of that, they do a more conservative?
They're probably going to make the same jumps, give him a fighting shot. You know, what can you lose? I even think for his last deadlift, he'll probably match his previous best. Whether it's there or not, we'll see. But you have to give yourself a fighting chance. You're already here at the National Championships.
Fair enough. And as he would say, let's fight. 325, Dom Fuqua. Nicely done.
No, that was very fast for Dom.
That was a fast over, Dominic. Bar is loaded at 7:16.
And that's one of the things. Even when lifters may not look on earlier, be it cut or whatever's going on, by the time they get to deadlifts, you can see them really start to wake up, and that full strength is there.
Dimitri Ayala, 325. Easy work.
Oh, wow.
So if you're wondering for the second attempts, Delaney's got 335 in there. That had put his total to 897 and a half, and that's where he left off, last time at 887.5. So again, yeah, he's gonna be well beyond that today. 330 for Jordan McKinney.
Beautiful slack pull.
That was snappy, sir.
3 white lights. Our next weight is 738.
Gavin Aiden taking a relatively conservative 25-kilo jump.
Bar is loaded.
Takes a smaller jump on deadlifts than he does on bench press.
Don't worry, the 40-kilo jump is there. He just didn't take it on the second.
That's right. You know, I mean, I think you're right, though. I'm not joking. Will Ball, national record in the juniors as soon as he hits his opening 335. It'll put his total to
885.
885. Thank you, kind sir.
I got you.
And how easy was that?
The only thing that I will say for all the other lifters is that they better hope that that hook grip fails, because if not, they can kiss that first place spot goodbye.
He's looking convincing, is he?
Yes, he is.
Meach has a monster pull, 345, but missed 3 lifts today.
No, that is the good and bad thing about being a great deadlifter is you need your deadlift, but you need to make your job easier with that subtotal. With missing those lifts, I have no doubt that he have a monster pull, but will it be enough?
Currently, the placing, Will Ball in first, Delaney Wallace in second, Dom Fuqua in third, and Gavin Aiden fourth. I'm not sure what we thought we were going to see coming into this. I mean, it's
And the 100% isn't that. I will say my sleeper pick is in there, but not at first, but in the top 3. Really surprised by Delaney Wallace. I love the strength that he showed, and I'm excited to see who actually finishes in that top 3 podium.
Gavin, 320. Crazy. Gavin's actually exactly the exact same body weight as Dom Fuqua, and they look like they're battling for a podium finish.
Now, it's really going to be about who pulls it first.
It's likely to be Gavin, to be honest. Makes easy work at 320. What do you think? Where does Gavin go from here?
Well, you say that more than likely is going to be Gavin, but you're failing to miss that not only will he make a 40-kilo jump, but based on what Will does, he'll make a 50-kilo jump, and then a 60-kilo jump. And then he'll go out there on that platform.
Yes, he will.
He is never going to take a deadlift that isn't for first place. I don't think he has that in him.
God. 330 for Kyle DeLeon.
Now, with Kyle pulling this will PR his total already by 7.5 kilos.
Second round of pulls, and this is getting interesting.
Nice 7.5 kilo PR on the total for Kyle.
Delaney Wallace up next, 335. Previous personal best is 350, but this will bump his total to 897.5.
Now, this would be really telling because if he moves this just as well as his opener, he's going to need that 350 deadlift and maybe a little bit more, but he needs to be convincing right now to put the pressure on Will and the rest of the company.
He's been so impressive, it's got to be said. Whether it was Sheffield for the world record, 83, or last time we saw him, that final pull can be 50-50. That's still pretty strong.
That honestly looked better and more balanced than his opener, so I'm very excited to see what he jumps to.
He's got at least that 15 kilos. I'm thinking they're going to go for a PR over 350. I think they want to survey what happens. Will Ball about to go for 365. Nope, sorry, 340 for Jonathan Keiko. Little foreshadowing. Will Ball has 365 for his second attempt. That'll put him at 915. They might look to press, so Will Ball has to hit his third. Keiko hits this, he moves to 872.5. Petrie.
Yeah, you know, I love Keiko coming out here and really like put on a show, making the same jumps. If they make the same jumps that they're used to, I'm not sure that third deadlift is there. I would give him 5 to 7.5. Have a great day to where you could go 3 for 3 on deadlifts. But as far as making a place or a strike at podium, I'm not sure if that's in the cards today.
Currently in 5th place is Jonathan Keiko, and I'd agree the end seems a little closer. Then he'll get him a podium finish. Dom Fuqua, 345. This will move him into 5th, should he hit this.
Very convincing.
Yep.
And the lifters go to 3 white lights. We remain at 760. Bar is noted for
345 stays on the bar for Dimitri Ayala.
Now, little foreshadowing, but we were talking about Delaney and seeing what he would do and if his deadlift is on and what type of game plan they have. He put in 355 just to bump what Will is going for right now.
It's the call to make. Delaney, of all people, chasing down Will Ball and applying pressure so Will has to hit his last pull. Interesting. 345 though first, Dimitri Ayala. Nicely done.
Smooth, smooth. I would say he probably has another 20 kilo jump in him, honestly, based off that.
357.5 now being loaded for Jordan McKinley. Jordan, so far, 7 for 7.
And I don't think anything's going to change here either. I think the 357 should move. This is something that he's hit plenty of times. And I think he's aiming to join that 900 kilo club.
The junior star looking to equal his best in the deadlift event. Does it relatively easily.
Another fine lift from Jordan McKinley.
365 now, being loaded for Meach.
4 pounds. Our lifter is Demetrius Smith of Wisconsin. Bar is loaded.
Now, this is still a monster pull. The first crack at 365.
Over 800 pounds. Not smooth. 365 will stay on the bar, and I can't believe I'm saying this because Will Ball's jumping 30 kilos to 365 to bump Delaney Wallace, who's currently in the lead. Crazy. We didn't know it would be between Delaney and Will. Will looking to bump past Delaney, and then Delaney will look to do the same right back. The battle is on.
Will this be the winning pull right here in this moment, or will he have to come back out for a third deadlift?
He has hit 375 in the past. We suspect he's stronger today. I was still pretty smooth and snappy for a 30-kilo jump. He didn't slow that much. He looks on, Petrie. What's your impression?
He looks on. I will say that deadlift, look, he almost lost his balance. He has the strength, but will he execute that third? Or will he even need it? We need Delaney to show up. We need Gavin to show up. Make Will be honest. But if they miss, he may not even have to worry about losing his balance. He just has to worry about staying on the podium.
Gavin loading 335 for his final pull. This will put Gavin's total to 897.5. And
now
you
this
do
is
the math.
shocking.
It's just not going to be enough. Gavin currently in fourth. Gavin has previously hit 350. We're quite a ways below 350 today for 335.
And this is how you know he's going out on the shield. He is not being conservative. This is probably what he has in him today.
Oh, you got to believe it, yeah.
And he is going to pull it all out there on this platform.
Yeah, he gave all he had with that final pull.
Yeah.
And Gavin, while going all out, squats, bench, was pretty pinpoint for deadlifts and played the game pretty well for a guy who's burned your ships. They actually got every kilo they could out of his deadlifts, going relatively conservative, and I like that. It was maturity as an athlete saying, we're not going for PRs.
This is the growth that we were looking for on bench and squat. Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely. Jonathan Keiko, 347.5. It'll put his total to 880. He's currently in 7th place. Historically, he should hit this. He's done 357.5. Nice final, yeah. Exactly the right call for Jonathan Keiko's final pull as well.
Yeah. No need to keep his usual pacing. Take the 7.5 kilo jump, solidify 3 for 3 on the day, have fun, go eat, enjoy Tahoe.
It wouldn't have been there.
No.
It literally, with 2.5 kilos, would have broke him right there. They made the right call. Dimitri Ayala, 347.5. Dimitri in the top 10. This will keep him in the top 10. Jumping his total, though, from 837.5 to 840. Just a 2.5 kilo jump from his second attempt. Is he coming out, or is he letting the clock wind down? Who was that in the wings?
That is Kyle in the wings. I'm not sure if Dimitri is actually coming out. Like I said, I noticed that his back has been messing with him ever since that last squat. I think he gave it all he had on that last deadlift, and I think that's it.
So Kyle De Leon will come out with 355, and 355 after that will stay on the bar for Delaney Wallace as Delaney attempts to apply pressure to the young Will Ball and jump back into first place. He was in first. Will Ball hit, took first back, and then Delaney looking to return the favor and force Will to hit his final pull.
Well, this is a crazy top 5 that we're about to see right here. I mean, if Kyle De Leon hits this 355, he will go from 7th to 4th, and everyone else has to hit.
Okay, Kyle De Leon changed to 352.5, and he'll equal into the top 5, to your point. Yeah, the top 5, not exactly what everybody had thought coming in, but again, that's why in sports, you throw the nominations out the window, anything can happen. This is going to be an interesting final round of pulls, Petrie.
Oh, yes. This is going to be what everyone came here for. This is the most packed this entire building has been this week. And this is the reason why. Come on, Kyle. This is yours. Enter the 900 kilo club. Enter this 900 kilo club. Come on, Kyle. Top 5 is on the line. And,
Just a little bit too much. That's the first miss of the day for Kyle.
And a worthy miss. This is your chance to take top 5, place on the podium, make sure that you're able to hugely PR the total by going into the 900 club. Worth it.
355 will stay on the bar for Delaney Wallace as Delaney attempts to bump Will Ball from first to second and force the young man out for his third and final pull. Who would have thought we'd be here? Of course, Delaney, two-time world champion, championship pedigree, all or nothing. And if the final pulls, only Delaney Wallace is threatening Will Ball.
This right here will make or break what is going to happen to this 93 kilo flight.
This will put him in first place. We will, how long?
Will have to come back out here. This will tell us.
Where are my Delaney Wallace people at? Right now, I need to hear from
Come on, Delaney. Let's go. Make it interesting. Let's go. Wow, wow, wow.
Just and only just putting the scare on Will Ball. So close.
And put everything he had into that lift. Every single thing from training, work, sweat, blood, tears.
I'll tell you what, I know he's disappointed, but he need not feel ashamed. What a great performance. If he wasn't here, nobody else was going to challenge Will Ball like that. Shades of when Taylor Atwood challenged Joe B on this final pull.
Exactly.
Dom, 355. This will move his total to 900 kilos even, moving from fourth place to second place.
Let's go, Dom. Let's go, Dom.
Huge final pull.
Huge podium upset from Dominic Fuqua, getting second, getting his redemption.
In a very, very stacked class, Dom has, if temporarily, pulled himself into second. Looking at the final pulls, that second looks secure, unless any kind of weird last-minute changes occur.
No, I think it's safe to say that that second place is secure. Even right now, the only one who could threaten would be Meech.
And it looks like Meech is looking a huge Titanic 400 kilo pull for a bronze podium finish. 370 for Jordan McKinley, the junior star, attempting an 892.5 total. Currently in fifth place, 2 lifters left to go.
If nothing else, I believe that it is safe to say that from now on in the 93s, we are going to be looking at some brand new faces.
Oh, huge final pull for Jordan.
And the lift is
3
good.
white lights. And Jordan had the exact right final pull for him.
Not a single kilo was left on that attempt at all.
380 kilos now being loaded for Will Ball. This will bump his total to 930 kilos. He will be the first 93 to truly hit 10 times body weight, 930, moving from 915 to 930. Obviously,
now.
Currently in first place. Sorry, go ahead,
He is
Petrie.
already our winner. Right now, he is currently in first place with no one really threatening his position. This is going to be the myth. Everyone was asking, Will Ball ball? Will he do 930 kg? Will he do it? Will he show up? Will he only total 915? Will he only total 920? This is his moment to show everyone that he is the new threat. And he is going to be the one to go to Worlds and take it away from the Europeans.
Yes, Will Ball, Will Ball.
930 kg has officially been done. This is history in the making, and I believe he had room on that deadlift. He is going to show everyone that the USA is back, and right now is the Ball era.
A new era is amongst us as we enter into the 930s. One more lift to go, and Meech dropping it to 383.5 for a national record, moving his total to 883.5. Meech currently in 8th place. This will move him to 6th.
Now this is still a huge lift regardless. This deadlift record has been here since 2022, I believe.
Was that Chance Mitchell?
By Chance Mitchell at one of the first PA Nationals that we have had when he battled out with Keiko. And if Meech is able to walk away with this record, he will have broken one of the most long-standing records that we have ever had in the 93s. Come on, Meech, let's go. Come on, Meech. You're gonna leave here with something, come on.
Oh, just at the knees, just at the knees. But you gotta be happy that he loaded it up for the crowd and gave his best. And there's the tail of the tape, Petrie. I'm told by the producers, we're gonna do a quick little recap here, and then none other than Will Ball himself will come in for a quick interview. But let me get your impression here. 930, a lot of hype on that young man. 9 for 9. What kind of a scorecard do you give him?
I give him 10 out of 10. Like, he did exactly what he needed to do. There was a lot of questions about Will. He hasn't necessarily truly proven it yet, and he heard all the noise. He heard everyone talking. He heard everyone saying that he's not going to show up, and he said, you know what? Yes, I won, but you think I'm weak. You think that I'm just a contender and not the front runner. Let me go ahead and put this 930 on you to let you know that I'm the front runner and I'm the lead going into Worlds, and that Gustav and Emil, you better catch up.
Well said. And how shocking was that by Delaney Wallace? Narrowly missing that final pull. How close is he as he gets bigger and stronger every time we see him? Do you think he will be a threat internationally as well?
100%. I believe Delaney has shown us that he has one more year to where he's taken his total into the 920s. And let's say that Will Ball may have a bad day. Maybe he misses a lift. Delaney is there to keep him honest. I'll be back next year to keep them honest. And I believe that Delaney is also adding his name into being one of the best 83s that has ever existed. Now he's going to be one of the best 93s that ever existed. And I'm excited to see that for him.
What a resume by that young man. And we'd be remiss if we didn't say Jonathan Keiko. Where does he go from here? Didn't have the day he wanted, but we know he's better than he's shown on the day. And I think they did the proper adjustments. You had alluded that, look, if he does load up for that win, it's likely to be just a Hail Mary and not even come off the ground. And seeing that last deadlift, he didn't have any more kilos in it.
Not at all. And I think Jonathan Keiko will be fine. He's a veteran. He's not a stranger to adversity. This is nothing for him. You know, he's a world champion for a reason. He has lost before, came back and become a world champion again. So I'm pretty sure this is nothing new to him. He's going to get healed up. I'm pretty sure he's more than likely going through some type of injury that he's never disclosed. He'll get healed up. He'll feel better. He's going to still be a threat. The training from last year still showed 930. That strength has not gone anywhere. He's still here. But right now it's Will's time. Next year, it's a whole new story.
And Dom, you said was a sleeper. How do you feel about that now?
Dom is a sleeper. If no one knew the name Dominic Fuqua, please understand that name now, because this wasn't Dom's best day, and he still finished second.
Yeah.
There's a 900 kilo total is nothing to be ashamed of, and he did it twice now. You have him clean it up, fix whatever needs to be fixed, show up not so flat. He's also another threat.
Let me ask you real briefly, let's go back to the women's for a second now. 84 plus, Bonica won it, but how close was Victoire? And we have a bit of a rivalry here. For a long time, Bonica could come in, win, someone in cruise control. She's great. She has an absolutely fantastic resume, and we were hoping, are we going to see another American come, be able to press her, make her come out for her final pulls? What do you think of that brewing rivalry, and how close was that final pull by Victoire?
Victoire has really shown that she is up and coming and she is next. At first, I was going to say that we haven't really seen Bonica's top end be pushed, but then I saw that third bench. And so I'm like, okay, that actually was your top end. And this is what you totaled. Victoire has shown that she's a new lifter or just a new word lifter, and her ceiling is so high. Come next year, if there aren't really major improvements by Bonica, we may be seeing a new champion in our midst.
And what did we say about the Battle of the 84s? How good was that? Lifter after lifter coming out, pulling for the win, and then Garza from the day just 2 kilos off, and of course, Nicolette emerging with 600 kilos. They're starting to all level up. They're all this close to a cluster of women, 600 kilos and over. How did you like that battle?
I love the battle. And the main thing is that they all put it out on the line. You know, back-to-back bench records, back-to-back final attempt pulls, openers that look grindy, fixing it, coming back on the second, making it look better. It was a dogfight from the beginning to the end, and they put all their heart on the platform, and I'm really excited to see them battle that out again next year.
Now let's talk about Crane and Warford. My goodness, what a performance in the 76-kilo class. Of course, Kalina moving up to 84. Agata currently unable to lift, but let me ask your unbiased opinion as an American. Even if those ladies were in the field, would it matter? How much more can she improve upon the performance she already gave us? Bench was clearly sandbagged. How are you feeling about Cranen, not just against the field that she might face, but overall historically in the 76s?
Completely unbiased. What happened last year at Worlds is that Kalina made her last deadlift, and Cranen had to reach. At this point, whether it be Agata or whether it be Carlina, there's not going to be any more reaching. It's just going to be, hey, you guys better show up because Cranen's coming. And if you make it too easy for her, she's going to be your new world champion no matter who's there.
We already seen she out-totaled the best that Kalina's ever put as a 76. And even Agata, and this is Agata, did 635. Are you telling me she didn't have 7.5 kilos on her or less on that bench press, which she literally looked like she was doing warm-up? I'm not even sure Agata could stop her at this point. How about yourself?
I don't think so either. I think that it'll be a dogfight no matter what. Never sleep on Agata. She is the GOAT for a reason. She is the GOAT for a reason. But if you were to say, oh, Agata's in there, no, what chance? Cranen has no chance? I don't know about that. I think Agata comes in with a little bit of fear for the first time.
Well said. Thank you for joining me in the booth. You're phenomenal at this. Thanks for all the recaps. And we are joined now by none other than Will Ball. And we're going to grab your headset, Petrie, and Will Ball's going to enter into the booth. And we're going to ask this young man a few questions, recapping his 9-for-9 performance and national team win. Will, you're going to be grabbing
congratulations, my boy. You did that, man.
Okay.
First off, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Coming into this, everybody had said you have a wealth of potential. Some are picking you to win, but you were untested in a battle. This was as deep a division as we're going to see at American Nationals. 9-for-9, answered that question. Is this everything you wanted?
This is everything I wanted. I definitely wanted to be a little bit more greedy and, get the total a bit higher. But, I can't complain when I come home and, I do what I said I was going to do. Before I even started competing, I told Justin, I said, hey, I'm going to bring the W home, I have to ball out,
Right. Well done. Well done.
But yeah, exceeded my expectations. I definitely expected to, miss 1 or 2 attempts, but, I did what I had to do.
Do you think you played it more conservative to go 9-for-9, or were these the top end lifts that you were thinking? Like, how close to your top end do you think you were?
Oh no, we'd planned to squat 340 going into this.
Okay.
And we wanted to squat 340, bench 225, and pull 360 and close it out, and then just do a victory lap. But we showed up a little bit light. If you can check my body weight,
right.
I weighed in I think 91 kilos, 91.9, and I came in, I squat 330, and then I bench 220. So 10 kilos off of the squat, 5 kilos off the bench, and we made it up on deadlifts.
Why was the body weight a little light, do you think?
Just the altitude and kind of coming into it. I missed a few meals, just not being able to get them in and, get to a grocery store. But it really didn't matter in the end.
No, it did. And about the bench rule, Did that affect the bench press at all, the soft touch, or
I mean, no. I sank 222.5, at Origins in September, less than half a year ago. Maybe half a year ago, I'm not sure. But after that, I think 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I switched to soft touch completely, and I displayed it on the podium and on the platform. And yeah, I think it worked out pretty well. I'm excited to have a little bit more time to mess with soft touch and become a stronger bencher in the 93 kilo class.
I'm told by the producer we've got a few seconds left, so let me ask you one last question. As a matter of fact, it's not a question. I'm going to ask you to give a statement. I want you to look at that camera right now. What are you going to tell the other 93s of the world?
I'm coming. You know, I'm coming. I'm already here. You saw my performance. Make sure you're ready.
Thank you, sir.
Of course. Thank you.
Go get that trophy.
Of course. Of course.
Himself takes the lead.